Hello everyone, welcome to Alteryx tutorials. In this video we are going to talk about the creation of a visual data representation in Alteryx. So it is possible through different tools, but we would be looking at the table tool and the interactive chart tool, which are primarily used for this purpose. So if we talk about the table tool, we have studied all about it in the previous video. In case you haven't watched it already, I would recommend you to just go there and watch it first to understand its basics, because in this video I'm not just going to explain the basics again. I'm simply just going to show you the application of the table tool, especially the bar chart part. So let's just go to the table tool. This is the basic table tool that we have been using. Now here, if you see, there is this option of bar graph. So what I have done over here is, in this bar graph option, I have selected sales, and the settings, all the settings I have kept as same. Okay, or basically the default settings. Then what I have done is I have used the render tool, and in the render tool I have outputted it in the form of a PDF file. So once I run this workflow, what would happen is I would be getting this kind of a report. Now all the settings for the table tool are same as we did for the previous file, but the format of the file has changed from Excel to PDF right now. Now you can see all these things have been shown like this only, but whatever the sales amount is, like 732 is the sales amount, so a slight bar of light blue color is shown along with its value, 71 for 90. So this is how the bar chart tool works. We have selected it for the sales value, so for the sales value, this is how it's been shown. Like, it shows us the bar that would roughly give us an estimate of the quantity that is being or the total sales amount that it is contributing with respect to the total amount. So this is how we can use the bar chart or the visual representation within a table using the table tool. Now let us move on to the tool that is specifically designed for this purpose, and that is the interactive chart tool. So first of all, let me just save this workflow and close it because we don't need it anymore. We are going to take a look at the interactive chart tool now. Now what is this interactive chart tool? It is used to basically visualize the data in the workflow. We can create charts, interactive multi-layered bar charts, line graphs, scatter plots, pie charts, and more. We can use the data set that we've been using to calculate the sum, count, average, minimum, maximum of the selected fields and output them into the different file types, again using the render tool. So first of all, let's just get the input file. This is our input tool. Let me just get the file. I'm starting with a simple file, so let's just go with the scores file right now. And now what I'm going to do is apply the interactive chart tool over here. Okay. So we can just configure the chart by clicking on this configure chart option, and it's going to open up this kind of a dialog box, the interactive chart dialog box, which would help us to configure the chart. Okay, so we can just create the chart over here. In this, as you can see, there is a format of a chart that's been given to us. So we can just create the chart like this, control the zoom, control the location and everything. Okay. So for this data, first you have to ensure that what kind of a chart you want to create. I want to create a bar chart. Okay. So once you are in this interactive chart workflow, you can just go to create, click on layer, and here you need to just select on add layer option. You can give a name to the layer. By default it's taken as layer 0, but you can give it any name. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add bar chart. Okay. Then we have the type option. In this, you need to just select the type of the chart to the bar. Then we have the X, which means you need to select the column which you want on the X axis. So I want the score on the X axis. On the Y axis, I want the number of hours. Okay. So that's number of hours and scores to be taken over here. Okay. Then what we can do is we can just go to the template if you want a particular template to be used. Otherwise we can just go with it. And So once you have made all the changes as per your choice, you can just close that dialog box and bring in the browse tool. This would help you to take a look at the chart that you have created. So this is the bar chart that we have created based on the data. As you can see, here is 98, that is the score, and 9 is the number of the hours the student has studied. So this is how we have got the chart for us. But if you want to just zoom in, you can just zoom in and out of it to get a better look at how the things are looking inside the chart, right? So this is how basically the chart is created. And if you want to create it for different things, what we can do is, first of all, get rid of this data set and bring in our sales data, because it has more scope of creating charts, it has more values, right? So let's just go to this output Excel file and get in our consumer data set, right? Again, we go to this chart option, configure chart. Now there are all types of configurations that you can apply. Right now you can see the score and the number of hours is missing. So what we can do is just get rid of it, add a new layer. Again, it's going to be a bar chart. Right now the type is again going to be bar. In the column, I'm just going to get the, in the X axis, I'm just going to get the sales amount, and in the Y, I'm just going to get the category. Okay, so the category wise sales is what I want. Next, what I can do is just basically close it, go to the browse tool and run it to get the overview. It's going to take a few seconds depending upon the processing speed of your computer, and then it would render an output for you. So once we have made the changes, then this is how the output would be looking. This is the sales on the basis of the category, that is furniture, office supplies, and the technology category. And these are the individual sales records that we are getting right now. Okay. Now using this chart tool, we can actually configure the chart the way we like. Okay, so there are multiple configuration options that are available. Like if you just go to this layer option, there are these different types of options that you can perform. Like the opacity you can select, the border width you can select, the border color you can just select, and everything like this. Okay, so this is how it's gonna look. We can just select the different bar modes like stack or overlay or relative to one another. Next we have is the option for the legend. So if you want to work with the legends, like if you want to show the legends or not, then you can just select them. Also you can just hide them altogether if you don't want to be shown. In the layers panel, here you can just select the orientation of the chart as well, like this. Okay, so this is what we can do. Then we have this axis part where we can just select the display range, like what is the maximum and the minimum range that you want, the axis line you want to show or hide, the grid lines you want to show or hide, etc. All these things you can just select. Okay. Then we have the batch, if you want to create batched charts or not. So this is how we work with these charts. This is a simple bar chart that we have created. Now let us just move on to another type of a chart that we're going to create, which is a pie chart. Let's just see how do we create that real quick. So what I'm gonna do is just create a new workflow, and in this I'm just gonna copy these two tools. Actually the three tools can be copied. All of these three tools can be copied and pasted over here. Now for the pie chart, what we are going to do is actually create it on the basis of the sales and the category. That means there are three categories, and I'm just going to get the bifurcated amount of sales for each of these categories. So let's see how do we do that. So in the configure chart option, we go to the layer and just select the type to pie. The values I have taken to sales, and the labels I have set to category. This is how it is looking. And the name, of course, I have renamed it to pie chart for more clarity on what is going on. Now this is how it is looking. It is giving me the percentage of the sales. In case you want to give it a chart title, you can just click here and provide it with a title. Or if you want to save it as a PNG file, you can just click on this floppy disk icon and you would be able to save it. So I'm just going to save it as a chart, and let's just see how it is looking. So this is my chart.png. This is how it's looking. This is a legend that tells you that blue represents technology, orange represents furniture, and green represents office supplies. So that's how the charts are created in Alteryx. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching.